And if they couldn't figure it out, we gave them more and more clues till they figured it out. So they had to be able to learn and think on their own, like an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
At the end of the day, everything in our lives, everything that we want in our life is about knowledge, about information. Yeah. People out there, they say, a lot of people that are concerned, or a lot of entrepreneurs, why my business is not growing? Well, if your business is not growing, there is a piece of information missing. So where can you find this piece of information? You can find it in a coach, you can find it in a mentor, or you can find it in books. Yeah.
Thank you. Something, even if you find it in a video or an audio, you still have to learn it. You
Absolutely.
need to learn it. And so
Absolutely.
I don't just teach books. I teach learning. It turns out it's not just books. It's podcasts, it's videos, it's audios, it's going to class, it's learning. Nobody wants to read, they want to learn. And
Exactly.
so I'm showing them how learning works. It turns out they can read very fast. And it's not just books, it's ebooks, reading a Kindle, reading a laptop, reading a computer screen. Many people don't read books, they read on their computer. It's still reading, and there's ways of doing it to be able to learn faster and better.
I'm going to my next question, because this is we have problems in the schools all over the world where 30% of the students have the high mark. Half of the students, they are so, and the other rest of the students, they have no. And this is
That's a good school.
This is a global problem. But the reason, but I asked, and the people say, well, is the teacher is blamed for, and other people say, no, it's not the teacher's fault, it's the student's fault. So it's not the teacher's fault or the student's fault. It's the system. The way the learning is the way that they are learning is conditioned to succeed. Because we teach and we give conference about accelerated learning. And when we do a conference, you can see behind my screen, when we have 1,000 people, I need the 1,000 people to learn what I'm talking about, not only 30%. So the way that I teach, the way that I learn, the way that I speak, the way that I address the audience, we use techniques to make sure that 100% of the audience understand and learn what I'm talking about. However, in the school system, apparently it's convenient to teach in a way so we have 30% of people that don't get the highest mark because somebody need to sweep the roads, or somebody we need people with low mark, because otherwise who's gonna do the manual work? However, in my opinion, I don't think that is fair. In my opinion, what is fair is that we can teach a system like yours where everybody has the ability to learn. Yes, it doesn't matter if you're kinesthetic or auditory or visual, like the education system, for example.
Exactly.
It's a system which is auditory. For example, I'm a visual. I find out that I have this problem.
Yes, I hear from the way you speak, you're very visual.
From the way that I speak, and you can see my background, very colorful. I need to see.
Yeah.
When I saw your book.
So I'm a visual as a speaker to slow down, because not everyone is.
Exactly. So, but I'm a visual learner, and but when I want going to school, the school is mainly for auditories. Like, for example, my brother, he's an auditor. He speaks 5 languages, and he's on top of the class. My girlfriend Lily.
School, shut up and listen.
Yeah, my girlfriend Lily, again, she speaks 5 languages. She's auditory, and she has high mark in school. However, as the visuals, we are challenged, because when we sit and we listen to the teacher talk, if there is no an image, a color going on, we already start to look at the window. We already get distracted. Some people can say that we have deficit attention disorder. No, we don't have any of this. We just learn in a different way. I have a friend He had been professor in Harvard and in Oxford in London. True story. In United Kingdom, he has twins, and he's telling me he's a professor. Yeah, and he's telling me, Harry, my kids, they are not even 1 minute difference, one or the other one, minutes of difference, one. And they told me, and they learn totally different. One, they both, by the way, those kids, they are, my friend is a big fan of this accelerated learning. His two kids, they were the youngest graduated. They have been the youngest graduated in United Kingdom of the ESO or of the first. So they were, but he told me, and he telling me that they both learn totally different. Whether one is need to be in YouTube and I need to see the videos, I have to engage, I have to see the other one. I have a different way of learning. So they are all amazing students. They both graduate in record time. They have record time and graduating in UK, but they learn totally different one or the other, which is proof that if to a person you can teach in a way that is easy for that person to learn, the person will learn faster. And what we have to do in the schools is to, when we're giving lessons, try to accommodate it for everybody, so everybody have a fair chance to succeed. So what's your opinion on all this? Sense, or maybe
right.
I'm crazy?
When I owned a school, before we taught science, English, math, anything, how do you learn? The first thing we taught was how do you learn? They were doing college classes at 11. I'll give you a couple of examples. Stephen graduated University of Texas at Arlington at 16, finished his bachelor's degree, 4.0, all A's, majored in economics, got a master's in math at 19 at OU with a 397 GPA, all A's, 1B. Brad became an attorney in California at 19. He passed the bar. Justin was an 11-year-old C student. He was an English professor at 22. By teaching them how to learn, learning became easy. We did a thing with kids. There was 18 kids. You gave them a 30-chapter book in lifelong developmental psychology, which is a sophomore college book. In 1 week, they did the whole book. They took the advanced placement test. 15 out of 18 got sophomore college psych credit in 1 week. In 1 week. And we had them write. They did 28-page reports. And we had a graduate school. And so out of the 18 kids, 2 got second-year graduate credit, 2 got first-year graduate credit, and the rest got senior college credit. And the person grading thought they were college students in graduate school. And he says, they were a little below our standards. We were a graduate program. We said, well, the oldest one you graded was 15. So senior college writing skills at 11 to 15, not too shabby. And he was like, oh my God, I had no idea. That's what we did. We taught them how to think. We never gave them the answer. They had to figure it out. We gave them clues. We showed them how it's done, but we never told them the answer. And if they couldn't figure it out, we gave them more and more clues till they figured it out. So they had to be able to learn and think on their own, like an entrepreneur. So they started a company. One of the kids had Down syndrome. Their brother had Down syndrome. So they started a charity, Adopt a Mouse. And in their first year, they built a website by themselves, reading a book. They did public speaking. How much do you think 11 to 15-year-olds made in 1 year?
I don't know.
93,000 US dollars in 1 year. And they won the Silver Pyramid. That's the Oscars in advertising once a year in Vegas. They beat Rotary. They beat the Cross.
In advertising.
The best not-for-profit company in America. They were 11 to 15 years old. That's what happens.
Very impressive.
What is an entrepreneur want? These are kid entrepreneurs making $93,000 their first year, and they're 11 to 15 years old. That's what I do. By the way, I see you have an event. If you ever need a speaker, let me know. I speak all over the world, and I would love to do that. I love speaking.
I
I
bet
love
you
what I
do.
do. It makes me feel good with people. And I know you know the feeling when they actually learn what you're telling them, and
Oh,
you know
absolutely. You can see in their
it's
eyes. And it's
it's
the best thing that you can do for people is to,
I feel like it's
yeah,
your kids. You know, it just feels so good knowing you gave them a gift and they're gonna
yeah,
do so much better in their lives from that gift. It's just there's no
yeah.
money that can make up for that.
I agree 100% with you. Like sometimes when I'm in London, I'm in the metro and the I colorful like this, so very difficult that people can miss me. And they are sitting and they look, well, Harry, is that you? Man, I saw your conference 2 years ago. I said, when? Where? Yeah, Dad, I was there, man. And I learned this from you. And look, this is my business and this is my family, and I'm doing great. Thank you so much and everything. Let's take a picture. And sometimes when this happens, it's a little bit embarrassing because from everyone. But when I arrive home, I said, man, it's unbelievable that I make the difference of someone's life. And I didn't even remember, know what I said or when I say it, but they do. They do, and they apply it, and they make a big difference and fulfillment. So that give you, there is, I agree with you, there is no money that can pay.
No, it's not.
Uh, Money won't
Oh,
make you happy. People think that making a million is gonna make them happy. I
no,
can tell
no.
you that that is not gonna might make your life easy in some ways, but it's not gonna give you happiness. Fulfillment is gonna give you happiness. Making the difference to another fellow human being.
Yes, yes.
That
You've
is what
got
I gonna give you happiness. So I hope what I can see that you're a very happy person because I think, in my opinion, that what you're teaching to your students, you are making a big. It's priceless, honestly.
it
What
makes me feel good.
those
I'll give you one more
techniques,
tip, one more big
yes.
tip. Okay, so you know about learning. Most people
Not
do.
not as you,
Most
but I
people,
know
when
about
they
the topic.
teach, they focus on what they're teaching. This that are missing in most teachers. Okay, one, how to remember what I just told you so you know it when you need it. That's one. But here's a big one: how to create the emotional state to do it right. So if you're
Absolutely.
shy, it's very hard to be a good entrepreneur and be shy. You're going to have very skinny children if you're an
Mm,
entrepreneur who's shy. Marketing isn't about shyness. Marketing is about putting yourself out there and feeling confident in what you do and competent at what you do. And you can't succeed in this world if you get nervous talking to people. You can't succeed in this world if you can't remember what you know because you get upset taking a test and you can't remember what you studied. So, teaching the emotional skills for staying in the right state when you're doing what you were taught. So, imagine I teach you to drive and you failed the test. Well, you know how to drive, you fail. It was a test. I got nervous.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.